So welcome to this third episode covering my trip to Antarctica. Previously, we were waiting for a weather window between two systems, that is, a period of relative calm between two consecutive low pressure systems to make the crossing from the southern tip of South America to Antarctica. This stretch of water is called Drake Passage, and with Cape Horn to the north, it has, as is generally known, a ferocious reputation. With Firebird anchored previously in Bahia Yendigaya, which was on the Wednesday of last week, we identified a suitable moment to make the crossing, spanning the following Friday and Saturday. The strong winds, which characterized my first few days on board, would give way to calm on that Friday and Saturday, and on Sunday the strong winds were forecast to be back. So we aimed for a Thursday evening departure. We were not able to leave though until Chilean exit formalities had been completed, and this had to be done as before in Puerto Williams. We raised anchor, left Bahia Yendigaya on Wednesday evening, arriving in Puerto Williams in the early hours of Thursday morning. Passports were inspected, Firebird was checked out, and by Thursday evening we were able to leave, which we did. We motored east out of the Beagle Channel and then south, aiming more or less directly at the Antarctic Peninsula. During the night we still had to contend with winds of up to 40 knots, requiring 3 reefs in the mainsail, balanced by the staysail, no jib. We would run a very relaxed 4-watch system, with a watch lasting 2 hours during the night and 3 hours during the day. The Friday and Saturday proved to be excellent days for sailing. With a westerly wind of between 20 and 30 knots, we were presented with a very comfortable beam reach for the majority of the crossing, carrying a mainsail with 1 reef, the staysail and a full jib. The atmosphere on board was fantastic. There was time to enjoy the sailing, to rest, to read and to enjoy the food, which continued to be prepared by the cook, who could perform miracles even when the boat was rolling quite a lot. What I found really quite remarkable was how silent the boat was inside, especially in the saloon. And so the trip continued. And so the trip continued, and the promised worsening conditions made themselves known early on Sunday morning. The wind direction changed from its earlier westerly direction to the northeast, meaning we had to jibe. And it also increased to the mid-30s, so we decided to take down the main completely and continue on head sails alone as we approached Antarctica. It was cold and miserable as far as I was concerned. But then we caught sight of Antarctica through mist, clouds, wind and rain, as well as our very first iceberg, which needed to be dodged. It remained cold and damp, and the subsequent anchoring and securing to the shore maneuver was exactly as I had imagined it would be. The heavy anchor and chain were run out while reversing into a small bay, and once in position, 4 shorelines were run out to the shore, secured by metal cables around sizable rocks. And so there we were. Firebird was at peace again, and we had nothing more to do that day than enjoy an excellent dinner and rest. For some of us, including me, it was also a celebration of our first time in Antarctica. The next day calm descended on us, and we decided to go on a practice ice climbing hike ashore. I had never done this before, but I found it quite enjoyable, not least because the climbing pros on this trip really are very competent, making the activity interesting and very worthwhile. And then while waiting for the tender to pick us up again, a fur seal stopped by and took a look at us. These animals are not in a rush like us, so I sped up the film a bit to keep things moving. Now, as I'm recording this text, we are already moving further south. And I would be inclined to say that this experience is really out of this world. Wildlife everywhere, including whales, penguins, seals, and a very large variety of bird life, all in the setting of ocean and inland seas, always surrounded by immense snow-covered mountains. More to come on this in future videos. So that was that. Super interesting and impressive. Looking forward very much to seeing what comes next.